Hello people of the H.O.G channel, just a quick update video for you. I say quick, I'm going to try not to ramble too much. I don't have much of a structure for this one. Just going to let you know where the channel's at and some recent personal developments which might change a little bit of the priorities of how the videos come out and also may at some point impact the frequency of the videos. Now in saying that, I'm going to do everything I can to try and make sure a video comes out on this channel every week. However, I have finally got my phone call that I've been waiting for almost 2 years now. The Canadian Army has got their backlog sort of, I guess, figured out. COVID has slowed down the recruitment process. I applied back January 2020 for the infantry Canadian Army, and well, that's been a slow process. I started doing my aptitude test, medical, all that stuff about a year ago, and it's just been slow, snaily process. So the vat of applicants has been getting larger, as I've been explaining to people, but the bottleneck for who's getting through to basic has been very small. Basic courses have been shut down partway because of COVID outbreaks and all kinds of stuff like that. I guess it's just been a logistical nightmare. Hopefully mine goes well once it starts, but I have now got a date, January 2022. Just, 2 years almost to the dot of when I applied. So I'll be leaving in a couple months, the timing of this video being the early November 2021. So basically what I'm going to be doing is trying to pump out a bunch of content in the next couple of months to have scheduled uploads for every week. I've got a bunch of unboxings still to do. You're going to see a mix-up in the chronological order. I'm a little bit, not OCD, but a little bit, maybe a little bit like particular and like trying to make things come out a certain way, and everyone's got their certain visions, of course, and I would like to have unboxings come out as I do them chronologically so I can keep them in order so you're not seeing different knives pop up on the table that you haven't seen me unbox yet. I don't know if that's as big of a deal for everyone else, and I'm sure a lot of folks are probably sick of seeing the unboxing videos and they're probably looking for some other content, so I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to trickle out the unboxings maybe a few weeks after some other videos. If you see them out of order, don't worry about that. I'm going to, but basically what you're going to see is a few more of the top 5, top 10, the best knife for this, comparison between this and that knife, hard use abuse test for this knife. Those videos are going to be coming up in the near future. I apologize for all of the promises and the hypes of just wait till you see this video of me do this with the X.2 or the Luzon or whatever. I'm going to get to them, and I've got them all written down when I make those promises. They are going to get done, and I do apologize for all the unboxings. Had a decent couple of fire trips here in the summer. Had some extra cash, knowing that my salary is going to be cut in half when I do join the infantry for the first few years as a private. I kind of splurged on a bunch of these knives that I wanted to get for the channel, so I had a bit of a decent baseline to do a lot of the videos I'm looking to do. That baseline has been found that I'm going to be, if I haven't yet, soon, probably next week, in the next couple weeks, I'll be releasing some videos on like my top 5 current favorite folding knives, top 5 favorite fixed blades, just to give you an idea where the collection's at. And then at some point here, once I get a few more knives that I've got my eyes on, I'll do a updated collection video. Because I've certainly blew a bunch of money on knives this last year, just trying to get a baseline inventory for this channel. I'm calling it a startup cost to this little entrepreneurial endeavor, so that's my justification. And of course there's been certain knives like the Anaconda, which have been more of a personal purchase, much like the X.2 and the Azula 2 were before I started the channel. These were essentially meant to replace the Recon 1 as my EDC knives. They've done a fine job, and after trying a bunch of different knives, they still kind of sit near or at the very top of those lists. So awesome. Been a great year of buying and trying a bunch of new knives. As far as the growth of the channel, it's pretty much on the trajectory that I planned on. The goal was to aim for about 1,000 subscribers within a calendar year. Now, the trajectory was going well, and I did miss a couple of uploads during the summer. My second fire export of the year, which I'll be releasing that video here sometime soon. I'm still waiting to do an update on that. I do apologize for the delay, but that was a mistake on my part. I planned on doing some editing on the bus rides and the plane trips. We ended up getting such terrible service up in butt F nowhere in the middle of central Canada, and I just couldn't get the uploads out. Didn't plan ahead as well. Entirely my fault. I try and obviously make sure that doesn't happen again in the future, because as the algorithm picks up on the new videos coming out and the trends, as soon as it gets a hiccup like that, it sees less views and less subscribers coming in week after week, the algorithm doesn't bring your videos out to the people as much, and it kind of screwed my growth a little bit. Not a huge deal, and again, entirely my problem and my fault, but I do want to try and push, see if I can't get to that 1,000 subscriber mark by February 1st, 2022. Probably going to come up a little bit short, but that's not a problem. I think in my intro video I done at the very beginning of this channel, I think I said I was aiming for 1,000 subscribers within a year to a year and a half, so we're pretty much on par. Now, most of the early videos were long, 20, 30 minutes, me getting a feel for how to edit, how to talk on camera about this stuff. I'm trying to be as close to my authentic, ridiculous, weird, nerdy self as possible while still being not super annoying and kind of keeping things somewhat practical. So if there's any adjustments or any kind of feedback, feel free to give them in the comments section. There's been a remarkably small amount of negative feedback in the comments, so super appreciative to everyone, my regular commenters. You guys know who you are. Geez, there's probably like 8 or 10 of you which are frequently in the comments section giving me sweet tips, giving me suggestions. A lot of them suggestions have resulted in me picking up certain knives. Juno Kim, my Patreon, #1 and only patron in the early stages of this channel. I do appreciate it. Never expected to have anyone want to support the channel for any monthly subscription at all, so that stuff is phenomenal and will help me grow in the future. And the patrons will be the ones who help me decide some of the knife giveaway stuff and have a little more of an exclusive say in what happens later on the channel. And early patrons and early frequent commenters, I promise you, you will not be forgotten. And as I have more funds to allocate for the channel, you will be hooked up, as you should be. So moving into what I'm going to call like phase 2 of the channel here, which is going to be a short phase. Phase 1 was long, me figuring out this whole YouTube game and getting my rhythm down. I kind of figured out before I started what my color themes and marketing in general, like how I was going to brand myself on this channel, and staying anonymous and all that stuff was kind of a plan from the beginning. I've held true to that, still plan to. Worked for the government for the last 10 years, and I want to be able to say what I want to say on this channel, and the same thing when I move into the military. I don't know if by some chance this channel just disappears for some reason. I promise I'll try and bring it back, but if I have to deactivate the account or anything like that, it will because of the military. It'll be because of the military, I'm assuming. Maybe like, I don't know if I ever get a chance to do some selection and get past the infantry into some more, we'll say stuff that has like top secret clearances and stuff. I don't know. Maybe to do some background checks, check my IP addresses, find out this channel is me and all this stuff. I don't know. I'm going to try and keep it going, and I don't think there's going to be an issue. I think it actually is good for promotion, and I know like military is getting a little bit better at allowing people to sensibly promote the military and other stuff, so long as they're not doing it in an egregious or violent or inappropriate way. That being said, the government does not like being spoken for unless they have explicitly said they share those same opinions, so I don't want to associate myself personally with this channel yet. Maybe in the future that'll change, but for now I'm still anonymous. You can call me H.O.G Guy or Hard On Gear channel person, whatever you want to call me. That's who I am for now. Right, so phase 2 of the channel, being a little bit more knife comparisons, knife reviews, full knife reviews, and I'll be condensing my time a little bit. I've gotten a little bit better at talking without having so many like blank spaces in between or the filler words, which, geez, if you ever record yourself talking, I've done different things, theater and played music and different stuff where I've seen myself on stage, heard myself recorded. There's nothing that'll help you improve more than watching or hearing yourself recorded. I do it when I'm practicing anything that I'm doing. I'm almost always on tape, and I gotta watch myself, and it sucks, and it makes you cringe. But that's been one of the fun developing parts of this channel, is improving my speech and my delivery of information, because, man, I can talk and I can ramble, and I know not everyone's a big fan, so this is, again, been a good learning experience, and I appreciate everybody helping me through this, and the comments have been mostly good. The couple of trolly comments have actually been fairly helpful. The only really trolly one I have gotten so far, months ago, which I kind of enjoy. It's kind of fun to practice the little psychological game of like, wonder what this guy's pissed off about today to be on my comment section being a dick. So, while it's fun to kind of counter-troll, anti-troll, or whatever, I actually look back and it's like, wow, I got a comment from whoever he was about my Darth Vader-y-like voice and my heavy breathing, and I've got a bad deviated septum and bad sinuses. It's just a reality. Anyways, it did help me register that I'm breathing heavy on camera or taking a big breath in between my sentences. So yeah, regardless of how trolly it meant to be, and I'm kind of worded a little bit offensive, which is fine. I'm not easily offended because I've been offended plenty in my life, and you got to try pretty damn hard at this point. But it actually did help me as I recorded my future videos. So hey, any negative or positive comments or critiques you want to give in the comments, go ahead. I don't mind getting tore up a little bit. It will help me in the future, and if it helps this channel, it is good by me. So what I'm going to try and get done before I start my military training, like I said, get a bunch of videos backlogged, because I've got basically through spring, I believe, all through January up until the beginning of April, I'll be in basic training. And then 17 weeks during the summer, I don't know how soon after basic, I'll be in basic infantry school, battle school. So I'll be tied up pretty much until fall of next year. I'll have phone access after a while. The first couple weeks of basic, not so much, but on the weekends and evenings, I'll be able to do a little bit, and I've been uploading and recording on my phone, so I'll be fine in that respect. It's not going to slow me down too much. Editing and getting some of the post work done, not the editing, but say some of the post work, adding in cards and stuff, might be a little bit slow, but I'll, again, try and get that done ahead of time. The videos that you'll see in the future probably have a little bit more of a military context to them. The wildfire stuff, I'm going to try and get a few more of those videos out before I turn in the rest of my equipment and kind of get out of that world. Just to give a few kind of basic gear videos and maybe even some bush camping of how we do things out there. Also, in the very near future, this next weekend, I'm going to be doing a overnight, maybe 2 days or 2 nights bush camping, just we'll call it like a pre-military overland overnight rucking exercise, where I'm going to maybe throw my takedown bow. It's hunting season at the moment, so I'm going to make sure I have my maps and got my boundary lines all figured out, and I'm going to try and cross either my dad's land or a friend's land on some either the old railroad tracks or an old road, and basically do like a long, probably 15-20K or more weighted rucksack march on a straight boring road, and do a little overnight bush camping with some lean-tos and firecraft and just basic bush stuff. So that'll be a pretty minimalist trip. I might bring my emergency pack with me just to make sure that is set up the way I want it to be set up. And that'll be a good opportunity for me to bring my phone and a battery pack and get a whole bunch of content recorded that I've been meaning to get done. Now, in the meantime, if you have any suggestions of videos you'd like to see while I'm getting this done, the next 2 months will be the time to make those suggestions, because once I'm in basic, I might not be too active in the comments for the next little bit. So if you want to keep an eye on the Instagram, that'll probably be the best way to keep an eye on the personal updates as far as when I'm unable to post, or if I'm ever unable to make a video, I'll probably be explaining it on Instagram. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to post on the YouTube feed. That's going to be helpful, as well as doing a bunch of polls, so I'll be able to find out what videos people are liking and actually ask you, and you can give me the feedback in those polls, and I can see the breakdown of who wants what. But yeah, I think that's about everything I really wanted to cover, other than just, again, a big thanks for the support. I can't believe how constructive and overall just beneficial the comments and the support and the interaction on Instagram has been phenomenal. I am not a social media person. I used it a little bit in high school and college, but in the last 5 years, I pretty much wiped all of my personal social media right out. It's just unnecessary, and I find myself thinking too much about stuff and the long-term effects, and you read books and hear podcasts and watch documentaries about the negative effects of the stuff, and you realize, yeah, no, I don't miss it one bit. But using it, social media for this channel has been like 99.9% positive. So I don't know what the hell's up with the knife community, but it's actually a pretty constructive place. Every other person on there, when you're starting an Instagram knife channel, will be trying to sell you handmade Damascus knives. Other than that, there's really no negatives at all. So thanks again to everybody for the support and the ongoing suggestions and recommendations. Half the knives I've picked up in the last few months have been purely recommendations from you folks that I did not know about before this channel. So thank you many times over. And if, again, I do apologize if there's a delay in the videos coming out, but yeah, I'm going to try my best to avoid it. And hey, thanks for sticking around, any of you long haulers from the beginning. I do keep track of your names, and I see your repetitive comments, and yeah, your support does mean the world to me. So thank you from the Hard On Gear guy himself. We'll see you on the next video, and yeah, signing off.